Hey everybody, back here with another review for Terminator 2 Judgment Day. But anyways, if I had to say so, this is probably the best sequel of all time in like action movie and sci-fi history. But anyways, this movie stars Arnold Schwarzenegger as the T-800 and Robert Patrick as the T-1000 and Eddie Furlong as John Connor and Linda Hamilton as Sarah Connor. But in this movie, the T-1000 is sent back through time to eliminate John Connor so he can't be the leader of the resistance in the future, because there truly is no fate for what we make for ourselves. But anyways, when the Terminator spawns in, it always cracked me up when I was younger, and the Terminator walks in the bar and everybody stares at him because he's completely naked, and then he has to go find the clothes that he wants, though, which is the biker outfit, and he gets a pool stick broken over his back, and then he throws the guy over and with the clothes that he needs, and the guy burns his hand, and then he gives it to him, and then he goes to jump on the bike, and then the old guy with the 1887 model shotgun walks out, and then he takes the gun from him and takes his sunglasses and rides off on the motorcycle. And then the T-1000 spawns in, though. I always thought it was interesting how there's the circle and the chain link fence, and the cop is looking around, and all of a sudden the T-1000 walks up and just hits him, though. And then John Connor, as a young kid, him and his friend are on the dirt bike, though, and he goes in there and he uses his hacking skills, though, to hack the computer, or the ATM anyways, so that they can go to the arcade. And then when they get to the arcade, the T-800 and the T-1000, which the T-1000 finds John first, but then the Terminator walks through and then grabs John Connor and gets shot in the back, and then the T-1000 and the T-800 throw each other around and throw him through like solid concrete walls, and then he gets thrown out of a window. And then I always like the chase scene when he's on the dirt bike and down in the like the ravine. But anyways, then he's chasing after him, and then Arnold Schwarzenegger is on the bike, and he jumps off, and then he has to go around him, around the truck to get John Connor. And then he goes around him, and then he turns around with the shotgun and shoots it and blows the truck up. But then after that, then the T-800 is riding around with John Connor and asks him to stop so we can ask him questions. And I always thought that scene where he's holding on to John Connor, and he says, "Let me go," and then he lets him go, and he's like, "You got to do what I say," and then, because he's there to protect John Connor, and then those jock douchebags come over, and he grabs him by the hair, and then he was about to kill him, and then he drops the gun, and then John Connor calls home to his foster parents, and the Terminator tells John Connor that they've been terminated, and because then when the T-1000 answers the phone, she acts nice, and then obviously the T-1000 can be whatever it touches, though, and then he got him because he called the dog Woofy, but the dog's name was Max, and then the T-1000 goes out there and kills the dog. And then they got to go get Sarah Connor from a mental institution, though, because that's where she is. And when Sarah Connor sees the Terminator again. She's pretty much scared shitless though. And then a really good scene with the CGI is where the T-1000 walks through the metal fence or the gate or whatever, and it just walks right through it. And it, like I said previously, that the CGI still holds up. That's another good scene. And then they get Sarah Connor out of the mental institution, and then they ride off, and then they gotta go. Then they have to get Miles Dyson, and then they gotta go blow up Cyberdyne, which they end up doing. And then they're running away in a truck, and then the liquid nitrogen truck is following them, and then the T-1000's chasing after them in the helicopter. But anyways, then it's chasing them, and then the T-800 stops the truck and then hits the helicopter, and then the tire gets popped, and the police like the big, almost like a UPS truck, and then it flips over, and then somebody pulls up with the truck, and they gotta use the truck, and then the T-1000 gets in the liquid nitrogen truck, and then they're riding and they're chasing them, and then they go in a metal facility where they got the liquid metal, and then the T-800 jumps on the liquid nitrogen truck and tips it over, and then it busts open. The T-800 jumps out of the way, and then the T-1000 gets out, and he's completely frozen. And then Arnold Schwarzenegger, the T-800, says, "Hasta la vista, baby," and just shoots the T-1000 when it's frozen, and it breaks open, and then they chase him around the facility where the liquid metal is, and then they're coming after him, and then the T-800 and the T-1000 get into a fight, and then pushes the T-800 arm in the thing, and it gets crushed, and then the T-800 only has one arm because the other piece broke off, and then the T-1000 comes after John Connor, and then Sarah Connor comes around the corner and shoots the T-1000. And I literally think in that scene that if she would have had another shot, then the T-1000 would have just fell into the liquid pit of lava or liquid metal. But anyways, then the T-800 comes up with the grenade launcher and shoots him, and then he blows up and falls in the pit, and then he's dead. And the Terminator knows that he can't self-terminate, so somebody has to lure him in the pit so that he can come back in future installments. And after that, then Sarah Connor lures the T-800 into the pit. And when I first saw the movie, it blew me away, and it still does. And it's still the best Terminator by far. But anyways, I give this movie a 10 out of 10 because it's a damn good sequel. It's a damn good action movie and a damn good sci-fi movie. So after that, have a good night.